Welcome to Hooked on Linux. Um, if you're coming over from Windows or Mac into Linux, especially Linux Mint, and you're not a computer geek, then this is the channel for you. We're going to get hooked on Linux and escape the tyranny that is Microsoft and Apple. I don't think wow, you know you're being spied on. You just know it. And speaking of that, we're going to get right into today's topic is so Firefox is selling your data, huh? Past few weeks has been filled with news that Mozilla Firefox is taking your data and um, well, so they say we're taking your data, but we're not really selling it. Well, we're going to look at Brave today and see if Brave is any better. Stay right. It's come down the rabbit hole. Here we go. We're gonna do this. All of a sudden, there's Brave. Okay, there's Brave. Wow. A lot of people jumped off Firefox and onto Brave, and here's what we have to look forward to in Brave. I'm gonna go down to the help setting, and I'm gonna click on the about Brave. Everybody do if you're right now, if you're on there, just listen to my voice, follow along. About help about Brave. And right off the hop, they say Brave version 1.77.95 Chromium 135.0.7049.52 official build. So, I mean, I'm no computer geek, but this looks to me like Brave is built off of the back of Chromium. So I use Chromium browser. Let's have a look right here. Here's Chromium browser. Ta-da! I don't put any bells. You notice I don't put any bells or whistles on my browser pages. I just and here over on Chromium, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bookmarks. My email, a dashboard over at Spring, which I sell my merch from. My YouTube channel, Odd Jobs Remy Gaucher. Yeah, go check that out. It's if you're a handyman around houses, is good for you. Love this stuff. And my access to YouTube and my channel dashboard where I do the back end of YouTube. But that's it. That's all I do on Chrome. And so, and I do that because Brave doesn't communicate well with Google or YouTube or what have you. I'm going to hold on here. I'm going to change the appearance of this because I'm going to get dark mode appearance. There we are. Oh God. Oh, better. The only reason I do that is for glare stuff with it. So here we are. About Brave. So there's Brave, the Chromium build. So it's built on Chromium. But down here is where it starts to get interesting. Brave, copyright 2025. Brave authors, all rights reserved. Brave is made available to you under the Mozilla Public License 2.0. So the Mozilla Public License 2.0 is the license first initiated by Mozilla Firefox. So is Brave owned by Mozilla, or is Brave controlled by Mozilla, or is Mozilla kind of I think it's a kind of like a platform kind of operating kind of system, you know what I mean? Like different types of software have different types of software. Like it's a browser. So is Mozilla the type of browser it is? Like there's Mozilla browser, the Chromium browser, Explorer browser. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, I don't know these things, but it's sharing the same public license. Not that that matters. And so we're going to go more about, and that's all we get here. Get help with Brave. Okay, let's go over here. Supportbrave.com. So once you get over here, Brave is going to ask you if you're a human. Because after all, support.brave.com needs to review the security of my connection before proceeding. So do they know? They know I'm a human. I don't want to even click on this. I heard years ago that like these things verify that you're human. I am not a robot. CAPTCHA, all these things are a means of us programming the AI. So we're just helping AI grow. That's it. How can we help you? Get Brave, so you can download Brave here. How can we help you? Do I need help with my desktop browser? Shields. The only reason you'd be using Shields is if you're operating Windows. You don't really use them here on Linux. Rewards, sync rewards. Sync will sync all your. The sync will sync all your data from your previous browsers to Brave, so you can do that. I did that because it didn't dawn on me that I was actually moving my data. So when you sync your stuff like bookmarks, passwords, all that kind of stuff, you're not just leaving from one browser that's stealing all your data. You're not just taking all your information from there and putting it on another browser. You're moving your data. You're sharing your data willingly by syncing. So too late for me now. I already did that. Yeah, but there's good news. I'll share with you the good news when we get to the good news. Brave Search, mobile, blah blah blah. A Brave Wallet, Brave activities in China, yeah, or Japan. JA might be Japan. I don't know. You can get the Brave VPN, and Brave Talk, which is a private voice and video messaging between Brave users. Brave Leo is the artificial intelligence machine there. So I get to this point and I'm saying I want to see your privacy. So I'm going to ask for your TOS, your terms of service, and hit enter. No. Go to Brave Help if you can't find it. I can't find it. Okay, let's just type in the bar. Brave privacy policy. See what we get. A browser privacy policy at Brave. Here we go. This is where we're going to have some fun. Okay, our company does not store any record of people's browsing history. We don't write any personal data to the blockchain. The only way a user's data is stored by Brave is if the user has switched on rewards or sync. So, remember that. The only way a user's data is stored by Brave is if the user has switched on rewards or sync. I think at this point I'm going to read further. Read this document to understand. Okay, security updates. checks for updates. We count by the number and type of these requests. Report, blah, blah, blah. No particular person's information can be identified in the statistics we produce. But you've got them from somewhere. So, see, everything is it's tracked. So if you, I'm going to try and build an analogy on this. You find a $20 bill on the street. You think nobody's going to know whose $20 bill this is. And although cash is a pretty easy, although cash is a very safe way of being anonymous, you can even trace that back, but it takes a lot of work, because if by any chance that $20 bill has a serial number on it and the person who last owned it knows that serial number, then you can at least get it back to it. But otherwise than that, the only information you have is the street that you found the $20 bill on. And so good luck with that. However, when a browser is collecting your data, it knows right where it's coming from. You're clicking. It knows you're clicking. And so it just doesn't pick up anonymous data. It picks up specific data. I mean, specific to your IP, specific to the time of day, your IP. Yeah. Maybe your profile that you're under. Sure. So even though it says that it doesn't store any of your browsing data, all you need to do is log into something, whether it be a Yahoo, Google, what are the other ones? There used to be a ton of them. Yahoo and Google, I think, are the only ones that are still surviving. Whether they have accounts like IDs, and once you log in with an ID, you're done. You're done. So on this one here, when I put in this Brave, I didn't put in an ID, so I didn't create a Brave ID, because when you're giving a Brave ID, you're giving them reason to, well, not reason, but you're giving them permission to collect data on you, because you're saying, hey, it's me, not I'm anonymous, right? So off we go. Sync. If you switch on sync, then your bookmarks and soon passwords and other data will be saved in an encrypted file on a cloud storage service, to which you will have the only decryption key. I find this hard to believe, but off we go. I'm gonna put it to you this, and you guys can call me some kind of weird crackpot. I don't care. But if you go to the bank and you make a deposit in the bank, it's not just you that knows the deposit being put in the bank. It's you and the bank teller. And if you use a bank machine, you and that bank machine, and not just that bank machine, but every bank machine, knows that you've made that deposit. It's not, there's no anonymity here. There's none. Zero. A cloud storage service to which you will have the only decryption key. The data, it's there. What is that mark above the word data? Oh my God, I'm going to have to zoom in on this. Zoom. The data, is that number one? So what's the number one? There's a footnote going to this. The data are entirely inaccessible to Brave and to the cloud storage provider. Let's see. Down here, way on the bottom. I'm scrolling down. I'm going to see if there's a number one, so that we can see what that means. Is the number one. There's no number one. Personal data means any information that relates to an identified or unidentified living individual, to an identified or identifiable living human in the USA, is often referred to as personal information or personal identifiable information. These terms are equivalent but not identical. This can include information that can directly identify an individual, such as name or email address, and any other information that may make a person indirectly identifiable, such as online identifiers can be combined with other data identifiers or other data to identify an individual, or used on their own to single out individuals and distinguish one person from another. Wow! So, with an intent to learn something about them or to take an action toward them. This is okay, that's a footnote. And that was I guess that was to explain wherever I was here on sync. Anyway, all that stuff is apparently not accessible. But I think if you have to create a profile, enter in a password, and then enter in another password that's somewhere. It's in a system, and a system has to be like it's doing something, so it can't be locked away, right? If you use Brave to visit a website that wants to determine your location, you'll be asked whether you want it to be allowed to know where you are. If you click yes to this message, then the website will be sent an approximation of where you are based on your IP address. Your IP address will not be stored by Brave, but it may be stored by the website you visited. And this is what it is. It's not, and it's never the browser, because I mean the browser stores the information. Yeah, I guess it can. Yeah, okay, I'll buy that. I'll buy that. But you're probably more in danger from websites that you visit than you are from the browser itself. Because even with Firefox, if you don't log into Firefox, it can just all it can do is store your data dependent on your IP address. And your IP address, I mean, that can change, can't it? I don't know. Oh. If you enable Brave rewards, we assign your Brave browser a rewards payment ID, which is used to account for basic attention tokens. And this is the lure of easy money. I'm getting cold. I gotta put on a sweater. Hold on. So the lure of easy money. Yeah, this kind of content you like, hit that subscribe right now. Right now. So ads. If you switch on Brave rewards, you automatically enable Brave ads. So this is the trade-off that if you're willing to put up with ads, you can get it for free. Our cell phones are great at advertising machines, especially if you do any kind of gaming on your phone. Like you and the ads come in. Oh, it's a free game. It's free game. It's free game. No. The ads are what pays for the game, right? Not you. So hopefully the ads are targeted to you. They collect your whatever data you can. Apps on your phone that want to know your location or want access to your contacts or blah blah browser history, all this stuff, and sometimes they're set by default and you have to go in and turn them off yourself, but we know this. And things are no different on the computer. So you're giving Brave permission to target you with ads if you want to benefit from their rewards. So the lure of easy money is it's a payoff. There's a payoff for it anyway. Um, and that's your privacy. I don't know. I don't know how deep this thing really goes. So the Brave wallet here is a secure crypto wallet built directly into the Brave browser, where you can buy, send, store, swap thousands of assets, NFTs, seamlessly on a 100+ blockchain network, including Ethereum, Selenium, Filecoin, and more. You can learn more about crypto wallets and the Brave wallet here. Maybe one day I will. I mean, if this is a way to get started into crypto and you're into the crypto guy, this might be beneficial. I'm not a crypto. I've always had this idea that if the future goes to shit, the only people that are going to be able to survive are people who can, you know, be self-sufficient or by growing their own food or hunting or fishing or whatever, and those that have the skill set such that they can contribute to that culture. Bitcoin's not going to save you, Ethereum or any of these cryptos, because if the world goes to shit, then everything gets shut off anyway. Electricity gets shut off, pipelines get shut down, gasoline runs out. Uh, Internet's on. There's like, I mean, honestly, you're back to 1730. That's where you are. I think that's what it's going to be. So, anyway, so Brave has got their wallet, the sanctions, cryptocurrency addresses are not listed or otherwise associated with the specially designated national and blocked persons list. Wow. Cryptocurrency addresses that are listed on or otherwise associated with the specially designated nationals and blocked persons list. What the heck is that? I didn't know such a list that's what it's, I hear jokes about people saying, "Oh, yeah, you're on a list." Is this the list? Specially designated nationals and blocked persons list? So cryptocurrency is no avenue for freedom, because you won't be allowed access to cryptocurrency if you're on this specially designated nationals and blocked persons list. This is a rabbit hole worth going down. I might actually have a really quick look at this. Loading OFAC sanctions list service application. As part of its enforcement efforts, what was OFAC again? I forget what it was called. Publishes a list of individuals and companies owned or controlled by or acting for or on behalf of targeted countries. It also lists individuals, groups, and entities such as terrorists and narcotics traffickers designated under programs that are not country specific. Collectively, such individuals and companies are called specially designated nationals, or SDNs. Their assets are blocked, and U.S. persons are generally prohibited from dealing with them. Wow, this is get some good shit here. Choose from the various data type files below to download a complete version of the list. There's a list. I'm kind of afraid to click on this, but it makes me think. Who's on the list? Now, I'm going to download this on Brave because I don't have a I don't have a login, nothing with Brave, right? Um, yeah. So XML version, XML, is it all XML so far? I want a PDF, comma, delimited primary SDN names. Oh, it's a CSV. CSV. Download a human readable. Oh, I get floored by the terminology. A human readable version, as if there's a non-human readable version. That's a PDF format. Changes to the specially designated national lists. Okay. Okay. Let's download it right there, and let's put it right there. There it is. That's that's something to be looked at later. Okay, and that's all it has to say. Eh? So there's a list. There's a list. I hope I hope nobody I know is on it. Brave does not track any of the actions that you make in your wallet. Okay, provides and strips the IP address associated with. So only you have the key to your wallet, but you can't make a wallet or apply to get a wallet if you're on the list. And if you're on the list, then how are you even like this? Is what I don't get, and I see statistics like this out all the time, where there's 800 drug traffickers, blah blah blah, and whatever, blah blah blah. If they know how many of a criminal type there is, then they know who the criminals are. Just let that sink in. If they know, so where do the statistics come from? They come from they gotta know. Just that's it. So it gets anyway. Just go get them, go get them. We gotta be careful because I might be on that list without even knowing. Maybe I said something on social media that got me flagged. Who knows? Everybody says something stupid once in a while, right? So that's yeah, awesome. Brave Translate, Brave Leo. When you use Leo, Brave browser shares with Leo backend server with Leo's backend server the necessary information to complete your request. For general chat queries, your prompt and conversation context, for web page summaries and suggested questions, the content of the page you're viewing, for tab focus mode, the titles and origins, not full URLs of your open, private, or non-Tor tabs. Yeah. Yeah. So when you're talking with Leo, I guess anything that's open on your browser is fair game for Leo to tap into. So I don't understand how you can have the AI. And AI to me is this is that regurgitative platform. So AI is not smart. It's not like the AI doesn't think. AI just goes whipping through the internet, finds stuff that it has the right trigger words in it that's pertinent to the questions or the stuff that you're talking about, and then brings it in and regurgitates it. So it doesn't know or doesn't care if what it's saying is true or not true, valid or invalid. This is what it's found on the internet. So I've seen videos where AI is confirming to the person asking the question that the moon landing was a hoax, and AI confirms it. Of course, AI is going to confirm it because that's that's all the information it's collected derived from the websites that it's been on, and these websites are all of these people that are theorizing that the moon landing is a hoax. So any AI creature out there can validate any craziness that you put in to it, because if there's other crazy people out there talking about the same crazy stuff that you're talking about, AI is going to validate it for you. So AI is not smart. AI is, I dare say, is a reflection of you. Yeah. So don't give me your data, because interestingly enough, somebody I was discussing with the other day came up with the idea that you have an online personality and a private personality, and the online personality is built from everywhere that you went, everywhere that you've been online, and everything that you've done online, and it's built you online, and that's how they know you so well, because we think we're not being noticed. And you think that you can be anonymous online. There's no anonymity online. Uh, and so be aware there. That's just it. I mean, and Firefox collecting your data, or Brave collecting your data. Brave is collecting your data. There's no question about it. I mean, I'm convinced. Well, you can question it. I'm not questioning it. I'm convinced that Brave's doing the same as every other browser. Why wouldn't they? Anyhow, so the only privacy that you have is in a handshake and a walk. Um, that's it. All right, what else we got here? Local storage. If you have the chat history feature enabled, conversations are encrypted and stored locally on your device. These saved conversations are not persisted on Brave servers and not used for model training. You can disable conversation storage and clear saved chats through your settings. When you clear your browser history, wait a minute. Didn't I say earlier that they don't store your browsing history? Anyway, when you clear your browsing history, any source associated web page content in your chats will also be removed. Chat history is not available in private windows or private windows with Tor. So is private windows private if you can choose between private windows and private windows with Tor? I mean, Tor, I think it's an encryption kind of thing. So then private windows really aren't private windows. They're kind of almost private windows. It's kind of like a bathroom without a locking door. Yeah. All right. I think I've discovered enough here to know to not to not trust any browsers out there. I think the bottom line is decide what you're willing to sacrifice for your own privacy. If you're like me and you have a presence on the internet where you have a YouTube, Facebook, online businesses, anything like that, you have to give away your privacy to attain that. And if you're not comfortable with that, then don't do that. I know people who are very anonymous online. There's no Facebook, there's no Instagram, there's no Twitter, whatever, blah blah, no Discord, no locals. If they go on YouTube or Rumble or BitChute or Odyssey or Vimeo or whatever the heck they go on there without a profile. Could you imagine not having a Gmail profile, a Google profile? Could you imagine? I mean, you don't get anything now. I mean, you don't get to store favorites or subscribe on YouTube without one. So it's a double-edged sword. It's a very nasty. Uh, it's sour fruit, and it's what we need. So anyway, I think this is as much as I'm going to do with Brave. Best advice is limit what you do with your browsers and keep them separated. Does one talk to the other? Only if you sync them, I think. Don't know. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing there this week. I'm going to just try and remove myself from a couple of things. I mean, there's a lot of browsers out there, and I don't think one's any better than the other. How long have I been going? That's a long one. Okay, that's it. We're done. We're done. We'll talk some more about browsers and security and privacy later. Yeah, yeah. Thanks for watching. Hooked on Linux. Uh, yeah. See you later.